Hey guys, it's DannyDealz. Thank you for tuning in to Un Poco Mas, the show where we aim to bring you just a little bit more. A friend that I invest with alerted me to Gamida Cell Ltd, ticker symbol GMDA, the other day. I had this stock on my watch list for like the last 2 years, and they obviously had a lot of problems of late. A delay in the FDA decision, and then the ER came out where it looked like they were extremely insolvent, having some problems with debt and cash flows. The stock took a big hit. And then, lo and behold, we do get the FDA approval. Let me pull up the quote here. And yesterday, the stock took a run, had been trading around the 90 cent level all the way back to 75 cents just last week. Um, Took a big run up to $1.18 and then fell back to $1.12 or so, and then pre-market took another big run up about 50%. It was up like 50, 60% pre-market. It was all over the place, but then the stock ran as high as about $1.80 today and then closed at $1.69, which was a 57 cent or 50% increase, and then it's just down a dime after hours. Volume was over 75 million shares. So if you just took an average price, whatever it was selling for today, $1.70, whatever it is, the stock churned almost the entire market cap today. So a lot of volume, big move in the stock. So I guess the question people are asking is, where is the stock going to go? What is it going to do? First off, what is the news? And of course, everyone wants to know, is there going to be a short squeeze? A short squeeze? Everything's a short squeeze. In the real world, that doesn't work like that most of the time. Shorts do have a plan. This was not wholly unexpected. Everyone knew the FDA was, in the process here, and that there was a chance this was going to be approved. So I don't think the shorts are completely caught unawares. But in any case, over on NASDAQ website, source is Zacks, written by Zacks Equity Research. Gamida Cell surged almost 39% April 17 after that was yesterday's action after receiving FDA approval for Omisurge, a stem cell therapy for patients with hematologic malignancies, blood cancers. The therapy involves sublimical I think that's I think that's a misspelling or something. Transplantation following. I hate pronouncing these medical terms and drugs. I sound like an idiot, but what else is new? Am I right? Um, anyway, this is a drug that prevents infections in blood cancer patients. It was also given a breakthrough therapy designation and priority review by the FDA and received orphan drug designation in the EU and the United States. So in Europe and here, they're fast tracking this drug, and it looks very significant. FDA approval marks a significant advancement in treating patients with blood cancers. The above mentioned therapy can potentially increase access to stem cell transplantation, particularly for patients from ethnically diverse backgrounds who struggle to find a matched donor. I think it's a situation where if you don't have the perfect match, it's more likely to get an infection. I get infected. I may very well be wrong on that. Please correct me down in the comments. But it basically looks like this will allow more stem cell transplantations to work and not get the patients an infection. That's my take on it. But in any case, the FDA approval was based on randomized phase 3 clinical study results where Omisurge demonstrated faster neutrophil recovery and reduced bacterial and fungal infections compared to standard cord blood. Um, so it's also being evaluated for other indications. Patients with severe aplastic anemia, GDA 201, is the company's other early stage immunotherapy candidate evaluated for treating hematologic and solid tumors. So, um, this company looks extremely promising. Now, the issue that people are going to ask about is like, well, where do we go from here? Like, what are we looking at as far as the price action? Like, the stock, the stock was really in a nice, neat little wedge here. This support line in blue. Let me move my big head over here so it's out of your way. This support line in blue actually holds up going back 2 years out. So test support here on November 29, 21, and then January 1st, 22, comes back, rides the trend line again in July 22, comes back, tests twice in September, then bounces off again in December, and then comes down again, rides along the trend line this last couple of weeks, and then boom, FDA approval. We get this huge pop and break right through that trend line. Let's take a look at a little bit of a shorter term chart, and you can see that whether you draw the top line of resistance from 5 years ago or from 2 years ago, as best you can get an average on that data peaks. Either way, we've convincingly broken through that line, which would have been $1.30, $1.40. Today, action settled at about $1.70. We'll see where things end up overnight. But one thing of note, this is a very bullish pattern. You'll notice that we had a big day yesterday, and then buying pressure continued after hours and overnight, and then we were able to hold on to all those gains throughout the day, and that is just very, very bullish. You'll notice, like, when stocks break out, you'll notice these candles where you'll have a green candle, and then overnight the stock will gap up again, and you have another large green candle, and then the stock gaps up again. This is buying pressure that is consistent overnight, that market makers are not, scalping small amounts of profit on a day-to-day basis, but in fact coming into the stock for a longer term trade or a longer term investment. So key levels on this one, I'm going to call this out at $1.53. That's a key level we broke through. That was support back in July of 2022, and was support twice, September and October 2022. Became a little bit of resistance there, end of November, and then it kind of bisected this area, like it was at equal parts above and below this line. So the gravity of the line still holds up, even though it wasn't support and resistance. I'm still going to call it a pivot point, and broke through that convincingly. Let's see if we come down and we test that line. Um, you'll see that we came back and we retested. We broke through, came back down today, retested, filled the gap, if you want to use that terminology. And then we have to see, either at this point we're going to break out to the upside, or we're going to fall back into that channel, into the wedge, and perhaps the wedge will get even tighter. But this is a really, really, really bullish situation. You have FDA approval on a drug that could be massive. This company does have some issues with their books. They have quite a bit of debt. They lose quite a bit of money on their operations at this point, but I believe that's all about to change. I believe they're going to get a partnership for distribution or sales or whatever it is, get some upfront money to fill their coffers, and then they get a major partner to go ahead and distribute this drug, because they are going to sell the heck out of this thing, and it is not going to be cheap. And there are a lot of patients out there with blood cancers that need treatment. Now, where can we go after that level? Um, this is just purely speculation, obviously. Drawing these lines on the chart is very much arbitrary. But I would just say, wouldn't be unrealistic at all to test $4.30 and go through that level. The company does have significant debt, about $100 million, but I just think the size of the potential sales of this drug are billions of dollars from what I'm reading. And I think they're going to have buyout offers. I think they're going to have partnership offers. And I don't think that debt is going to be a huge problem. I think they're going to be able to wipe it off their books quite soon. I just think people are also asking about the possibility of a short squeeze. I don't like to use that term too much unless there's just a huge short interest on the stock. Short score here is 76, which is quite significant. Estimated short interest is about 11% of the free float. 12% of the free float is on loan. Shares on loan 7.3 million. Days to cover 4.4. Cost to borrow 6.25. And utilization is 93.52. So it is a very significant short on the stock. It's not going to squeeze and make it go rocket ships. And I've analyzed the data, and I don't believe that many shorts have covered. I think they were expecting pullback after the initial run up there on Monday. They did not get it, and I think they're between a rock and a hard place. So I don't think there's going to be a short squeeze rocket ship type situation just from the shorts. That added buying pressure of the shorts covering could certainly help push this stock up toward that $4.30 level where I believe it should meet some resistance. Um, we'll just have to see. That's quite a runner. Could peter out here, but I don't think there's anything stopping the stock from running up to a market cap of a couple $100 million. This is a big drug. It is approved. Approvals of orphan drug in Europe and America, fast track in by the FDA. This thing could be a significant runner. There's short interest, and there's a lot of eyes on the stock. So that's GMDA, Gamida. I forgot the name of the stock, for God's sake. Gamida Cell. They just got their drug approved by the FDA. Stock has run 2 days in a row, 40%, then 50%. Let's see what this bad boy does tomorrow. Certainly is exciting. It's down 9 cents or 5.3% after hours, so holding on to the gains pretty well. Was a 51% gainer today. You guys have a great night. Let's see what this thing does tomorrow. My name's DannyDealz. This is Un Poco Mas. Remember, this isn't financial advice. I don't even know this stock very well, but it's just exciting, so I'm trying to steal some of its shine. You guys have a great night.